You never forget the sound of war when it comes to your street. It's not just explosions or gunfire. It's how the air changes, how it feels sharp as if it's watching you. The ground hums, the walls tremble, and somewhere under it all you hear people screaming, trying not to sound like prey. I was 8 cycles old when the Cargill came to Auris. Back then our city was bright, full of laughing voices and glowing banners. Every species traded there, the Valtori with their crystal skins, the long-necked Sorin, even a few grim-faced humans who worked the loading docks. My people, the Eriari, are small and soft. We make cloth, food, and art. We don't make weapons. We thought the Federation would protect us. We thought being a hub for a dozen species made us too valuable to attack. We were wrong. The Cargill Empire didn't send warnings. They sent fire. I remember being in the market square holding my mother's hand, tasting sweet spice on the air when the sirens shrieked. I didn't even know what they meant, but everyone else did. People ran, stalls overturned. Somewhere behind us the sky lit up purple with plasma. "Hide!" my mother hissed. She pushed me under a stall and crouched low. "Don't move! Don't make a sound!" I tried. I really did. But I was 8, and 8-year-olds are stupid and brave in equal measure. I peeked out. I saw armoured figures with blades and rifles sweeping through the square, cutting down anyone too slow. I saw my mother trying to shield a broodling, and watched them both fall. I smelled blood. Metallic. Heavy. Wrong. Then I ran. Not toward my mother. Not towards safety. I just ran, blind with fear, into the open. Straight into the path of a Cargill warrior. He was huge. A monster of black armor and scarlet eyes. He raised his blade and I remember thinking, I'm going to die, and I don't even know why. And then something hit him so hard, the ground cracked. It was a man. A human man. I'd seen him once before unloading cargo at the docks. A broad-shouldered figure with a scar across his jaw. The kind of scar you stare at when you're a child because you wonder what made it. Everyone said humans were dangerous, unpredictable, not to be trusted. But right then, the only thing I felt was relief. He fought like nothing I'd ever seen. No armor, no weapons, just his fists, his boots, his teeth. He moved like gravity wasn't real, like pain didn't matter. He slammed into Cargill soldiers twice his size, and didn't stop, even when they stabbed him. I heard ribs crack, saw blood fly, and he only got angrier. When I froze, he scooped me up with one arm and ran. His heartbeat thudded against my ear, steady and strong. Plasma bolts hissed past, but he didn't even flinch. He leapt over debris piles, skidded around corners, kicking open doors as if they were paper. We reached the evac line, a barricade where Federation soldiers were trying to hold ground while civilians boarded transports. Even they stared at him. Even the cargo hesitated. For the first time I saw them afraid. The man knelt and set me down. His face was pale, lips split, blood dripping onto the ground. But he smiled anyway, that strange human habit of showing teeth, even when they're dying. "What a day, huh, kid?" he said. His voice was calm, gentle. "You're gonna be okay." I wanted to ask his name. I wanted to tell him thank you, but I couldn't speak. And before I could find my voice, he turned and charged back into the fire, alone, so the rest of us could get out. I never saw him again. Later we heard what happened. He held off an entire company of Cargill warriors for almost 10 minutes, killed dozens of them with nothing but his hands and a stolen rifle, broke their commander's exosuit over his knee. Even when they finally brought him down under a swarm of blades, he was still laughing. The Cargill retreated that day, not because of the Federation soldiers, not because of any fleet. They retreated because they'd met something worse than themselves. They thought they were the galaxy's apex predators. Then they met a human dock worker who wouldn't let a little girl die. That was 20 cycles ago. I'm grown now. I teach history in the school they built on top of the old market square. Children ask me if the stories about humans are true. Are they really that strong? Are they really that dangerous? I tell them yes, but then I tell them something more important. Humans aren't dangerous because they hate. They're dangerous because they care. Because they'll fight for you even if you're nothing to them. Because they'll bleed and laugh and smile through the pain just to make sure a stranger gets home alive. Every year, on the anniversary of the siege, I light a candle at the edge of the square for the man with the scarred face. For Arik. For the monster who saved me with kindness. And every year I hear his voice again, steady as a drumbeat. What a day, huh, kid? You're gonna be okay.